What's up? What's happening? My name is Les. My artist name is Forrest Job, and I am the founder of Brothers Need Therapy, a men's mental health movement that I started in 2019. And this is the origin story. A little bit about me. I was born and mostly raised in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a United States Army veteran. Uh, I fought in Iraq twice. I also hold a master's degree in social work with an emphasis in clinical therapy from the illustrious Clark Atlanta University. And I started this mental health brand after leaving the social work profession because it was too stressful. They weren't paying enough. It's funny how the idea came about. I had actually moved to Houston in 2019 after I finished grad school to work at Texas Southern University. And I came back to Atlanta just to visit. Um, and I was hanging out at City of Ink with the homie Honey Pierre. She was piercing a young lady, and I could see that she was very anxious, nervous. So I offered to hold her hand, but little did I know that her boyfriend was going to be there. So he pulled up in there, and he was like, "Yo, why are you holding my woman's hand?" And as men, we got to have a ego fight. Got to pull out the swords to see who's bigger. And so we were going back and forth. And Another artist homie, Tookie Carter, he came back, calmed things down. And as the brother was leaving, I yelled out to him, "Nigga, you need therapy." And I had this idea, like right then and there, I had this idea to get that put on the shirt. So I went down to, it's no longer open. It's called the T-shirt Lady over there in the East Atlanta Village portion of Atlanta. And I got it made. Wore it the next day as soon as I got it. And the reception was cool. And the idea for a brand really didn't pop in my head at that time. I'm just like, all right, this is a cool shirt. Um, and so I got back to Houston, and that's when the idea to do something more with it came into my head. And I was um, talking to my brother Aaron about it, and we were just kind of coming up with names for it because I knew that niggas need therapy could not be scaled. It wasn't going to be able to have the impact that I wanted. So we came up, we was throwing back some names, going back and forth with it, and then that's when I came up with the idea of calling it Brothers Need Therapy. And the reason that I threw the Z on there was because at the white barbershops, like Supercuts with the S at the end, they only really kind of cut one style of hair. Where if you go to the black barbershops with the Z at the end, like classic cuts or custom cuts, they can cut anybody's hair. And so I wanted something that would be all inclusive because I feel like um, all of us men, we need some sort of therapy. Fortunately enough for me, I had been exposed to therapy early on in my life at the age of 19. After I flunked out of college, and my life was spiraling, and my parents thought it was important to get me involved in therapy. And I had done therapy off and on for a while, and then I really got into it um, in 2016 after the end of a 2-year relationship that had me spiraling out to the point where I wanted to, commit suicide. And that was also a lot going on with some family stuff. But fast forward, um, came up with the name, and from there, I reached out to one of my homies, Becky, Be Exclusives, and was able to meet with her on the good old Zoom. I gotta love technology, and I presented the idea. I was like, "Hey, I need a logo," and she does some great, wonderful logos. Um, some dope logos. She's done logos for let me see. Why's my brain blanking out right now? Oh, David Banner, Dave Chappelle. I'm trying to think some other ones, but if you look her up, you can see all of her work. And she did the logo, she did the website, and then I ended up ordering shirts from this vendor called King Screen. And then from there, I didn't know what to do with it. So the brand literally, but I had the shirts and they were getting warm receptions. People were liking them, was getting compliments, but I really didn't know what to do with it. Because I had never started a movement before. I never started a brand. Really had no experience in that area. I knew I just had an idea, and so I pretty much put it on the shelf, and it sat there for a while. And then right about, I want to say, yeah, 2022, when I moved from Houston back to Atlanta, I was like, I just need to simplify this. I just need to simplify this thing that I have. And so I decided to collect brother stories. So I passed around, passed the shirts out and just started, having brothers talk because we men, we hold in so much. We hold in so much pain. We don't talk about our traumas. Shoot, we can't even compliment each other without somebody thinking that, hey, like, is he, being gay or something like that? And I've always kind of been envious of women and how, from the outside perspective, they are very open about their issues. And I wanted the same thing for men because I feel like healed men heal communities. And even during this process, it's been an interesting one. Trying to as I talk about this, I'm really trying to. I want to acknowledge the people that have helped me uh, along the way. Man, I'm just, you know what? I'm not even gonna rack my brain too much as they come. I'm gonna shout them out during this journey. Um, but as in my experience of being a man, I've um, recognized that there are very little places where we can process our pain. Um, because a lot of the times our pain gets dismissed, our feelings get dismissed. Um, it's like because we have penises, we don't experience pain. And I've heard so many times from people, like they'll say, "Oh, I've never seen my dad cry. I don't remember the last time I saw my dad cry, or don't know the last time my dad or any man around me has been vulnerable." And that is not healthy. So what I want to do with this movement is just really, really get men talking about our issues. Um, and if I need to hop on that grenade to save others, I will. I've had issues with trauma, domestic violence, anger, um, and I just feel like it's very important to talk about it because the motto of brotherly therapy is "Heal men, heal communities." If you heal the man, he can go out and heal others. Uh, Whenever I hear about men hurting others, the first thing I think about is where did that pain come from? Where did who hurt that man? Because we, especially, I can't really speak for other racial groups, but I definitely know for black men, we pass pain like a blunt, and it's sad. But I definitely want a space for men to talk about their pain and get therapy. And therapy doesn't have to always be on the couch talking to a therapist. There are different forms of therapy. There's art therapy, there's music therapy, there's talk therapy, there's yoga. There's just so many places that we can um, be vulnerable. But first, we got to get the conversation going. We got to get talking about this stuff. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to throw in here. Yeah, I really want to emphasize starting with men first. Even though I would love women to help, and at some point I will be incorporating more women with when it comes to this. But I got to start with the men. We are the leaders of our communities, um, and everything starts at the top, from top down. My bad. I lost a few brain cells in Iraq, so I blank out from time to time. But I'm just thinking about what else is important. Oh yeah, so at this point where I'm at with this journey, I feel like I'm at capacity. I've got a lot going on in my life. I do comedy. I'm a visual artist, photographer, author. I teach yoga as well, and I have this mental health movement that I'm really, really, really want to push, and I need help. I need all the help I can get. There is merch on the website, brothersdtherapy.com. You can go ahead and get the merch. There's mugs, t-shirts, book bags, and I want to get people talking. Every time somebody sees this shirt, they have something positive to say about it, and that is confirmation for me that I am headed in the right direction. But yeah, my vision for this movement is to go global. Um, and every dollar goes towards funding this movement. Um, Goes towards purchasing free shirts for brothers I can hand out on the streets. Because I have my own street team, actually street ministry that I'm getting up and rolling. My grassroots project with that, where I hand out shirts. Not under also plan for this movement is to have supply bags for the people out on the streets, because I do have a background in social work. I've worked with the homeless community, and I've seen so many men out there on them streets, and it hurts my heart because unfortunately our leash, I hate to say leash, but the patience for us is thin. Is I mean it's short, and so you're going to see way more men out in the streets, out there without homes, and I feel it's important to help them. There are so many men incarcerated, so many men dealing with drugs, running from their pain, and I see a problem, so I'm going to address it, because that could be me. Um, I was physically abused from the age of 3 to 13 by my father, and that's just because through discipline. I loved him, he loved me, but the only form of discipline he knew was whoopings, and he took it a little too far because that's how he was disciplined. But it also, at the same time, it made me strong mentally, so that I could face all the challenges that I've experienced. But I feel like there's other ways to deal with discipline. That pain that I experienced, I passed along to the mother of my children. Um, there was a lot of domestic violence involved, and that's something I'm not necessarily proud of, but it's part of my story. At some point, I look forward to reconciling with the mother of my children as well as my children, because they had to watch me grow up, um, and I made a lot of mistakes along the way. But fortunate enough for me, uh, and just thankful to God that I've been able to live long enough to correct those, to do right. Um, so, in closing, I am excited about this movement. I'm excited about where it's going to go. I get great joy from hearing brother stories. And so, if you want to help, Once again, you can go to the website, that is brothersneedtherapy.com. You can find the website. There's the Instagram, there's the TikTok, where you can hear other brother stories. If you have a story, you can go ahead and send it into the website. Also, I am a Christian. I do believe in Jesus Christ. I don't push it on people, but I know that God is my source, and that is where I go anytime that I am dealing with anything. So if you need prayer, we are also taking prayer requests. So if you do have a request, you can send it in, and I will definitely reach out to you and pray for you. But that's all I got. And just remember that healed men heal communities. Thank you and have a blessed day. Support the movement, people. Well, I'm messing up at the end. Dang it. Support the movement, people. Hey, it's okay to make mistakes. You just got to keep going.